Welcome to the Fantasy Football Profit Podcast, hosted by Craig Phillips and Jeff Torrey. Visit us at fantasyfootballprofit.com. And now your hosts, Craig and Jeff.
Welcome everyone to the Fantasy Football Profit Podcast. I'm Craig Phillips, joined as always by Jeff Torrey. And today, we're doing a little mock draft again here. As we did tight end ranks this week, so we're going to do a draft where hopefully one of us gets an early tight end. It's going to be a little iffy. It's going to be interesting how this plays out, but I'm going to try for it. I'm going to see how we can pull it off. And I don't know what that means. I'm picking at 2. I'm on the clock already, actually. Saquon Barkley's off the board. I'm picking at 2. Jeff's picking at 7. We got one of our listeners here, Guarna, is picking at number 8. So we'll see if him and Jeff are going to snipe each other a little bit here in the picks. So first round, we're not going to really deal with anything with tight ends. So I picked Christian McCaffrey at number 2. I don't think you can go wrong there, can you?
No, obviously not.
Then I love that pick. So I take Christian McCaffrey there. Goes Alvin Kamara, Ezekiel Elliott, David Johnson, DeAndre Hopkins, Jeff's on the clock. We're mocking at Fantasy Football Calculator today. They're not sponsoring us or anything, but I think it's a nice, quick way to do drafts. Much quicker than like mocking on ESPN or Yahoo. You can get through it really quick here.
And actually, I'm going to try something a little bit different here. I just really want to see how it turns out, if it's any different than going just straight value. But I'm going to pick according to auction values. So we've talked about auction. I like them. I want to see how that actually goes because I think that the tiers end up being a little differently. So unfortunately, even though I don't like this, I'm sticking to it. And the next player valued on here would be Le'Veon Bell.
Ooh,
so I know he's valued at $51, and DeAndre Hopkins would be $50. So I'm going for the highest value there. I'm just going to run with this and see where it takes me.
So after you picked Bell, Guarna took Devontae Adams there, which I think I'd go I think I would have picked that same player at that spot. I like that when you're towards that part of the draft. I'm not in love. Look at this. Actually, what's crazy? Nick Chubb there. Going pick 10. Do you remember a couple weeks ago us getting Nick Chubb in the 3rd? Beginning of the 3rd, end of the 2nd?
Right.
Wow. He's jumped a little bit, I would say.
Michael Thomas.
Sure. So yeah, it went Connor, Chubb, Julio, Tyreek Hill. Guarna goes with the Devontae Adams, Michael Thomas little start there. Not bad. I mean, I personally probably go Gurley.
Dang it, I know. Why did I say out loud that what I was going to do? So so I would take Gurley usually, but Odell Beckham is ranked $2 ahead of where Gurley is at right now. So in my mind, I have to go Odell. So I went Le'Veon and Odell. Both have been the highest valued as far as auction value on the board. So I don't know, let's find out where it goes me. Usually I probably would have went Devontae and then Gurley and been very, very happy with it. But either way, this is an interesting take on it as well.
Oh, okay.
Wow, that's really early.
So after you picked Beckham, it went Juju, Todd Gurley, Joe Mixon. Travis Kelce went one pick before I could take him there. Man, I was going to try to get him at one of these 2 picks. I didn't know I'd have to yet. So what I'm going to do, because I'm still going tight end early, I'm not going to pick the tight end early right now. I want to get another player here, but I don't know who that player is. You know what? I'm going to go get myself a wide receiver, and you know what? I'm okay with it. I'm going to take the chance on Antonio Brown. I don't know how you feel about that, Jeff.
I have no issue with it. I think right there, I think you can make the argument for Mike Evans, obviously. But Antonio Brown, it sounds like the stupid helmet stuff and everything is behind him. He really is that good. So taking him there, I think is no problem.
And then it went Damian Williams, Adam Thielen. I'm up in the 3rd. So I kind of have to go with the tight end now.
So are you going to go Kittle or Ertz then? That would be the question.
I will stick with Ertz. That's my rank.
So you're an Ertz guy, yep.
And I'm going to go with – it's close. I'm really close with those 2.
Yeah.
Between those 2. So I'm going to go Ertz. I'm going to see how this plays out. I went running back, wide receiver, tight end. I don't think I've ever done that in a mock draft. Any kind of draft. I don't think that's a thing I've ever done. So we'll see how it plays out. After I picked Ertz, I went Mahomes, Cook, Evans, Allen. Jeff might have to pick George Kittle here.
Right. It's getting to that point. Let me look here. Who is still on the board? Who would be ranked there?
So we got
All
the
right.
list here.
So
It's crazy. Melvin Gordon in the third.
I was going to say Melvin Gordon is actually still ranked the highest on the auction draft. He would be ranked $45. I'm taking Melvin Gordon. And at that point, I mean, I don't like to pair Bell and Gordon, to be honest, but I actually don't mind where it's taking me so far. This might be a cheat kind of for people that aren't used to it.
You have some huge potential and some huge risk there.
Yeah, definitely a little bit of both in that one.
So Guarna there goes with Devontae Freeman over Marlon Mack, over Aaron Jones. How do you feel about that? Over Kerryon, over Fournette?
I will tell you as soon as I'm done picking.
Oh, and then Josh Jacobs goes there early in the fourth. So Josh Jacobs just went ahead of Aaron Jones. Me, I'm not buying that personally. I want Aaron Jones. I'm not doing it, Guarna. I'm not doing it, man. He goes with he's going with the young guy. I don't know if I believe in it.
And it
not
looks like
on the Aaron Jones bandwagon like I am, though.
Right.
Not everybody is.
I would obviously take Aaron Jones as well. It looks like T.Y. Hilton is the next guy on the value sheet, valued at 34. And I'm trying to, if I mess this up, I'm going to be pissed. But
it's interesting.
So far, I think I've gotten this correct as I'm trying to make my way through and look at all these values. But right now, I mean, not the worst thing in the world. And it does. The funny thing is it keeps you away from quarterback.
True.
So it might actually be an interesting one to kind of throw this out to younger guys that aren't used to snake drafts, because you could just go by the list, but I feel like they throw names up there ahead of where they should go. And I think this one would keep you kind of safe as far as, value wise.
Oh man, I'm getting sniped in this draft.
I was going to say
Kelsey won before I was going to take him. Aaron Jones just went. So after you picked T.Y. Hilton, it went Mark Ingram, Stephon Diggs, George Kittle, Aaron Jones. I'm on the clock. I have a running back. I have a receiver. I have a tight end. I should probably go with a second running back here. And that second running back is going to be a guy that not everyone likes.
There's a lot here.
You know what?
You going Derrick Henry?
No, I'm actually starting to go against Henry. I can't get into Henry. I'm going to go with the rookie. I'm going to go with David Montgomery. I think something about Henry, I'm just not.
I don't either.
I'm just not buying right now.
I've
seen too much of it.
That's an interesting one right here, because you have David Montgomery, Derrick Henry, Chris Carson, Sony Michel, Phillip Lindsay, right? You have those like 5 running backs that are right around the same value as far as, in snake drafts. It's funny there because Montgomery's getting a lot of hype. Derrick Henry did get a lot of hype, even though we're not huge fans. Chris Carson might be the forgotten guy right there. He might be the best one of the bunch. It'll be very interesting to find out.
And then Brandon Cooks, Sony Michel went. I'm on the clock. So this is where I will take my second wide receiver. I'm going to go with Kenny Golladay. He's my highest ranked on the board. I have him ahead of Woods. I have him ahead of Edelman. I have him ahead of Godwin and Lockett. So I'm taking Golladay. I'm not hyping him like I was. Like I went a little nuts last year at the end of the year of my Kenny Golladay hype. I'm not quite there. Part of it's me being the Lions fan. The Lions fan in me just doesn't see anything good ever happening. So slightly down there. But I think he'll be good as my number 2. You know what? I'll tell you this right now, Jeff. I don't love this mock.
Dude, I'm right there with you. I'm looking at my team. I'm like, it's not bad. I just not what I would have chosen. No, but that's why we do this, though.
Yep, and that's why I'm just trying something else. When you go with that earlier tight end, I'm not sure I love it. Maybe if it was Kelsey, I would. But geez, now Kelsey, you got to get in the second. Man, it's tough. I'm not sure how I feel. So let's say I picked Golladay. Derrick Henry went 1 pick later. Calvin Ridley went. Tevin Coleman in the 5th. Man, I can't make that pick. Tevin Coleman, middle of the 5th. Does that just feel like a 4-9 team for you?
Right, and unfortunately, this is
Chris Carson went next after Tevin Coleman. Jeff is on the clock. He has to find his value here, which let's see.
Oh man, this is turning into just a team I hate. So Robert Woods and Julian Edelman are both valued at $26. So I'm gonna say I get to pick. I'm gonna go Robert Woods. I don't know if it matters. I feel like they're the same player. I would never pick. And so I mean, not a bad team, right? Robert Woods as a third.
I like your team a lot better than I like my team.
Right. So Le'Veon Bell, Odell, Melvin Gordon, T.Y. Hilton, and Robert Woods. When you look at that, you're like, okay, yeah, it's a very solid team. But I felt like I actually do like the Melvin Gordon and Odell, but I felt like each one I could have upgraded just, by one player or just a little more upside. But I'll be very interested to see where like my tight end falls with doing this and my quarterback.
So next after you pick Woods was Philip Lindsay, Julian Edelman, AJ Green, Chris Godwin, Evan Ingram, Mike Williams. So Guarna there. How do you feel about Philip Lindsay as your third? As a third, though. Yeah,
as a third, I actually really like Philip Lindsay. I think he kind of tumbled in it a little bit.
I like Mike Williams there too. I'm a Mike Williams fan. And Jeff, you're on the clock, and who is it this time?
And I'm just double checking all this. It looks like it's going to be Tyler Lockett. So it looks like I'm going to go with another wide receiver.
Oh, wow.
At the value of $18, which is not even close to anything else at the moment.
Interesting.
Right, I have to double check.
Tyler Lockett's an interesting player because it's like every time he's in a draft, I'm in a draft and he's there. Like even when I pick him, I don't love it. He's just that guy you get and you're like, right. I'm not a big fan of it. It's weird. Something about it.
I really don't like to pair. I love Odell. I don't know. When I have T.Y. as my number 2, I don't like to pair it with like Lockett and Woods. I just feel it just feels kind of like, what is the upside of pairing all three of those guys together?
After Lockett went Rodgers, Kupp, Watson, DJ Moore. I'm on the clock. So right now I have 2 running backs. I have 2 receivers. I have a tight end. This is where I'm just picking value, or just who I perceive as value at this point, and who I like the best here. And I mean, this is the part of the draft that I hate every single time. Every single time. And you know what? I'm going to go with a guy who's still injured. Go with Darius Geis and hope he gets healthy.
What is your outlook for him?
I don't know. He's just, I've liked him a lot last year. And I feel like if he gets healthy, it could end up being a steal, but I don't necessarily think, I'm just picking it because I was just going off my ranks where I did have him. I don't know if I like it. I think I might have to move him down. Peterson's there though. It makes it very tough for Geis, But I think you can get Geis at a pretty decent value where the risk is lowered, right? But I'm going to pair him with another risky young guy, Miles Sanders.
There you go.
I'll tell you this. I don't like this team, Jeff. I don't like it. You know what? I'll tell you. If anybody listened earlier this week, we talked about auction. I'll tell you right now. This is why I don't like snake drafts. I know I picked Ertz, so whatever. But I just feel like this is not falling the way I would like it. I didn't have a chance to get certain guys. It's go to auction. Listen to our auction draft again, or our auction draft tips and tricks and whatever. Auction's the way how you should be playing, I think.
Oh, man, I should really tweak this. All right, so
is it going to be another wide receiver?
No, it's not. I mean, it is a running back, so it's working. It's just not the one I would do. If I was going to pick one here, I'd probably go Drake. But James White is the pick. So I picked James White, who is valued at $12. And honestly, I have 4 wide receivers and 3 running backs at this point. I mean, it didn't leave me just one way or the other. I'm just hitting a lot of guys that I don't normally pick. So I guess at the end, I'll really think about it and find out if it's better than I think. I'm just going against a lot of my kind of preconceived notions. Like, why would I go James White when I could go Drake?
Right. So Guarna there picked O.J. Howard and then turned around and picked Baker. Those last 3 picks were Mike Williams, O.J. Howard, Baker Mayfield.
I really like. I like all 3 of them. They're great.
That's our kind of guys there. So what is the ranks? What does the values tell you to pick now?
The values, if I can look them up quick enough. So it looks like Robbie Anderson is at $7, and it looks like that would be the guy I would have to pick, especially when I have 4 seconds left, and I want to make sure I don't screw this up.
How many times have you picked Robbie Anderson in a mock this year?
This will be my first.
Right?
So, I mean, it's my first for Robbie Anderson, James White, Robert Woods, surprisingly. T.Y. Hilton, even. I mean, it's surprising. I don't usually get these guys because they fall in such a weird spot.
And yeah, Robbie Anderson's the guy I never get. He's one of them. I'm telling you, he's on the board, and I just always avoid him. Not like I'm avoiding him specifically. It's just I see his name, and that's it. I don't care. I look to the next, And he's just one of those guys. There's a few of them like that. And I don't know what I'm going to do here. I hate my team. I hate it. This is terrible. I really dislike my team. There went Allen Robinson, and there went Christian Kirk. Oh my God! I was looking at both of those guys for my next pick. See, I hate snake draft. I hate it. I mean, what do I even do here?
Why do I draft?
What am I even doing? Like, I don't even like this. This isn't fun. We should stop this snake draft crap. I'm telling you, it's brutal. I mean, what am I going to do? Okay, I'm just going to go with, you know what? Screw it. People don't agree with me. I agree with me. Corey Davis, my highest ranked receiver left. Seems like a terrible pick, doesn't it?
I mean, it doesn't sound great. I mean, I like Corey Davis a lot. Well, I don't know how many times I can possibly say this about Corey Davis. I think he's extremely talented, but I just hate Mariota so much.
You used to like Mariota.
I do. I mean, I did. I like him as it seems like a nice guy. It seems like he has some talent, but he is just not wide receiver friendly. I mean, he just hasn't come around.
So, my team sucks.
I'm not gonna lie. This is really bad. Oh my gosh!
Guess what?
Such a funny team.
You pick a tight end early. So guess what? Don't do it. Don't do it because it ruins your whole mindset. The rest of the draft, you're just like, this is terrible. This is terrible. This is terrible. I don't want to do this. I hate this. I don't even know who to pick right now, Jeff.
Dude, that is so funny, man.
I'll go with another receiver. I'll pick Dante Pettis. There was a little negative talk about him recently. I'm not quite buying it. I think he might be fine, but you know what? My team sucks, so it doesn't matter. I'm gonna throw these into the little football guys. Have a little rate my team app here. Little thing here. I'm gonna throw my team into this after this draft, and let's see how bad they think it is. How about that? You think it's gonna be pretty ugly, don't you?
Yeah, I think it's gonna be really ugly.
Let's
not lie.
I'm telling you. Okay, I don't even know how many of my picks I would change at this point. It's just it did nothing. Nothing falls right. I'm getting sniped left and right. It's just snake draft's terrible, man.
All right, this is so this is actually hilarious. So I grabbed Robbie Anderson last time. And I think he was ranked at $7, and I completely jumped over Sammy Watkins, who was ranked at 10 because he was in such a different position on this. So now I have to go Sammy Watkins, who's valued at 10 and way over anyone else.
Your team is so much better than mine in this draft.
Okay, I mean, yeah, that is not very difficult to do. That went off the rails real quick for you. But there's so many players here that I just feel like, why do I have them? Like, I have so many wide receivers. Okay, first of all, I have to cut the wide receivers off. I have enough now. I have 6 of them. That's enough. So I'm gonna say I cut off there, and now I go for the other positions because otherwise it's gonna get ridiculous.
This is a 15-round draft. I'll say this is a 15-round draft.
Yeah, so that's plenty.
And this kind of setup would really be like a 2 running back, 2 receiver, probably 1 flex kind of a lineup, right? That's what they don't really specifically say, but that's kind of the lineup I would run with this team, with this group. And, I should do better next time. So Guarna there went and picked Cortland Sutton. Jeff, I feel like he's been listening.
Cortland Sutton, nice. All right. Well, unfortunately, I'm running out of time too. It picked for me. I actually like that pick, but so I was gonna have to take Royce Freeman, which I desperately did not want to do. But I missed my time slot as I was trying to figure it out, and they picked me Kyler Murray.
Hey,
which you go. I actually really like at this point in the draft.
Okay, Kyler Murray. I've been thinking about Kyler Murray a little bit here. I just have time. I just think about people, right?
Right,
Kyler Murray.
right, of course.
Right. So Kyler Murray, I've had ranked ahead of Lamar Jackson. I don't know if we should have him ranked ahead of Lamar Jackson. Do you? I mean, what are you thinking there? I don't know where you had him ranked. Did you have Jackson ahead of?
I bought into the hype a little bit. I had Kyler lower than a lot of people, but I'm also pretty high in Lamar Jackson. The issue is I think Kyler Murray is a little safer because I think he can run and pass, and I think even being a rookie, the fact that you can do both pretty well, says a lot. I think Lamar Jackson has such upside, but in the first couple games, we're going to find out whether or not they figured out a way to get him easy targets, easy passing yards. That'll be the different one, but I think Lamar Jackson is the one guy that is the biggest question mark. He could be the key to someone kind of rolling early because I have a feeling he's going to have a few games that are just insanely monstrous.
But I agree, but I moved Lamar ahead of Kyler in my latest ranks.
I'm very surprised at that because you were really high on Kyler.
I was, but
where do you have them ranked? I'm very interested.
I can't remember exactly, but I think it's Lamar 14, Kyler 15.
Okay, that's not that crazy then.
Yeah, I'm just. I mean, if you watch the preseason tonight, Lamar had a pretty nifty little run there. I got called back for holding, but hey, it was still pretty good. He's going to get those rushing yards too. He's going to get quite a bit of them. He really is.
Oh, without a doubt. That is going to be amazing. It'll just be, once again, you're just worried about injury and things of that nature, which you really can't plan for. And I'm actually going to see where I had him. Where are we at in this draft? All right. And we're on you.
Yep. I'm thinking.
There's so many players I like that I won't be able to get.
You know what? I'll take. I didn't mean to do that. I didn't get to pick. The draft has screwed me up. It gave me Phillip Rivers, which is like the absolute 100% least likely player for me to draft there. Like, I mean, what could go wrong in this draft? Everything. Couldn't even make my pick. It's ugly. So we're not even worried about my team anymore. Jeff will be up on the clock in a minute. And so what are you doing here? We've done this a lot. Are you going to be going for potential? Or are you I think at this point I've been going so much potential late in drafts. I just haven't. There's maybe one or two veteran guys I'll snatch up late, and some of them sometimes it's like Adrian Peterson. That's one of them where I might get him late.
I'm gonna stick with it right now. Because I still am not into the point where you can't decipher between the $1 and $2 players. So Ronald Jones is worth $3. I can't take a wide receiver at this point. I already have enough. So I'm going to take Ronald Jones and really just finish this out, see where it takes me. So Ronald Jones for my fourth running back. Yeah, which kind of is, yeah.
And then Guarna with Anthony Miller.
Actually, it's funny. You had 14 and 15, you moved Lamar Jackson over Kyler Murray. I actually had Kyler Murray at 14, Lamar Jackson at 15.
Okay.
So,
there we go.
Yeah, we're very, very close on that anyway.
Yeah, we really are.
Where is Kyler falling right now in ADP?
I think he's like the 13th or 12th or 13th quarterback currently.
That makes sense. It's not, so it hasn't gone completely overboard.
No, it's just about, people don't quite see him as their starter necessarily, but he's like right there borderline, Because the thing is, he's been getting picked so often as a backup. Like, as soon as the main quarterback, people are taking him as their backup. So even if he's going 12th, he's really probably not many people's starters. He's typically, he is in this league, but.
All right.
And the funny thing is, though, I think you could still pick a guy later on that would actually be your starter.
Correct. Kyler, right. Yeah. And that'd be fine. Yeah. So I don't mind taking the upside guy before now because, like you said, you could give Phillip Rivers on waivers probably.
But you could normally, but I picked him like the 11th.
Well, exactly. But you can get him. So
didn't mean to.
So yeah. So I went and I finally bucked the system because we're finally at kind of $1 players. So I bucked the system and went Devin Singletary, which is probably a little further down, but his upside is worth it. And as soon as we hit $2 players, I say, F it, I can get whoever I want.
Pretty much. So defenses are starting to go off the board a little bit to I'm not going to go there. I almost feel like I have to get a quarterback because I hated my quarterback pick that they gave me. So guess what? Welcome to the team, Lamar Jackson.
Boom.
There we go.
We got the 2 running quarterbacks.
Yeah, so I'll take him because shoot, why not? It's I'm buying in. I'm really buying in actually to Lamar Jackson. Okay, I'm looking at
man. I'm on the bandwagon with you. We had talked about this before too, because he's still not going incredibly high. And Craig is up to pick. Because he's not going incredibly high, what I really like to do, this is the first year I don't mind doubling up on quarterback. I think you can get both of them extremely late, first of all, but I think you could, I've been able to get like a Russell Wilson extremely late and then also get a Lamar Jackson with one of my last picks. And I think that is just great to say, hey, and even if it's not Russell Wilson, he's a very, very safe one. But, say you got Drew Brees or, pick one. Roethlisberger, Dak Prescott. You can get someone that's at least be safe, Goff, and then you can match him up with a Lamar Jackson because he doesn't have the hype on him that Kyler has at the moment. And find out what you have, and you'll be safe either way because if you did get Goff in him, you have the upside guy, and you also have the guy that will probably be incredibly safe. At least the first 75% of the year before he screws you like he did me.
I like in the draft we're doing a little comment that just was posted by Guarna. It says he's sniping Jeff all draft. He's picked a lot of your guys.
Yes, he has.
OJ Howard, Mike Williams, Cortland Sutton. He really has there. Anthony Miller even. You kind of
that's hilarious. He really has. Good for you, man. I have 8 seconds to pick. I could pick a tight end later, but I'm going to grab Austin Hooper. There's really no one left on the board. So I do have to say that is the one position that this does not take into account because the tight end goes too quick. I don't necessarily hate having him there. So, maybe it's not the worst thing in the world.
Yeah, I haven't picked my tight end yet. I'm just going to completely skip kicker and defense in this one. Again, I'm not even worried about it. I like picking my other guys.
Let's see who else is out here that would be interesting. What round is it? Okay, so it's the 14th. Screw it. I'll ditch those 2 as well. I'm just gonna go Josh Gordon. Why not? Well, I have so many players already. It's ridiculous. Yeah, why not? Josh Gordon. We'll find out if he gets back in the league. It's a fun pick.
All right, 2 more rounds and we're done here. My pickup. Let's see what kind of players are out there for me. Who would I like to pick here, tight end wise? I need one. There isn't one. You know what? I'm going Jordan Reed. If you noticed, I've been kind of on the Jordan Reed bandwagon.
I have noticed that.
Why? Why, Jeff?
I don't know. You're a glutton for punishment.
But this is a tight end draft. I already have Ertz. I forget I have a first tight end.
Yeah. Well, Jordan Reed has that upside.
Jeff, let's never do a tight end draft again. This is the worst.
I found Craig's kryptonite, so that's always good.
Ruined me. My final pick.
Who is going to be your final pick?
Let me take a good look at who I like here. Nyheim Hines. I like Nyheim Hines. I picked him on many, many teams. So I'll pick him again. Hines wraps up my draft. Let's see here. Let's see how much they hate my team.
All right. And I have to wait. All right. Well, actually, as I wait, my last pick is going, unless this guy takes him before me, but I'm going to take Justin Jackson. We'll find out what happens with Gordon. I'll give him, the off season to figure out whether or not Gordon's going to be there. I might have a golden ticket. If not, I'll throw him away and then grab a kicker or whoever I need. So that'll be my last pick. I really want to see. Let's see who Guarna took. Might as well talk about his team and see how much better he did than me and Craig in this one. So
God, my team's terrible.
Justin Jackson. All right. So starts off Guarna, Devontae Adams and Michael Thomas. He pairs those up right away, which obviously is a lovely pairing. And then you go Devontae Freeman, Josh Jacobs, and Phillip Lindsay. So right there, I don't know what Josh Jacobs is, but if he does well, I really like Phillip Lindsay as a number 3. I think if you pair those 3 together, you will have two solid running backs. So I really like it. And Devontae Freeman, Josh Jacobs, and Phillip Lindsay all have upside. Phillip Lindsay really performed last year. Josh Jacobs will be the number one guy, and Devontae Freeman, obviously, the injury. Then he goes with Mike Thomas, who I absolutely love. Then followed up with O.J. Howard, who I absolutely love. And then Baker Mayfield, who I'm a big, big fan of. Austin Eckler. So if if Melvin Gordon does not play, he gets the number one running back there probably. I took Justin Jackson in the final round. Then he goes Cortland Sutton, who I think has all the upside in the world. And I think Flacco is a slight upgrade from Case Keenum. He will be the number one there now. And assuming Emmanuel Sanders is not 100%, which I can't imagine he would be. Then Anthony Miller, who I think is a very fun pick. He's an interesting young player. I don't think we've really seen everything he can do. So if Trubisky does take the next step, Anthony Miller will be a very nice player to have on that bench. D.D. Westbrook, I'm not a huge Jacksonville guy, but obviously D.D. flashed before. Duke Johnson down this far is a great freaking pick, Warner. I love that his value probably hasn't been adjusted, but he just went to Houston. I think he could really make a run for Lamar Miller's job, perhaps, and to get him in the 13th round, I think is brilliant. And then he finishes out with a defense and a kicker. Very, very solid draft. I really, really like what he did. You could make, you can nitpick if you really want to about, I would love it if I had a little one, running back that is a tad bit better or something, but I love it, man. I think that is one heck of a draft. You're solid all the way through.
No surprise. The ranks liked him best. You second. I was down there.
Were you dead last?
Well, I did out of the three of us. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Okay. But yeah, that's interesting. And even mine I just went straight value for an auction draft. And just to give you a quick rundown, I won't be as breathy as I was with Guarna. Le'Veon Bell, Melvin Gordon, James White, Ronald Jones, and Devin Singletary, and Justin Jackson as my running backs. Odell Beckham, T.Y. Hilton, Robert Woods as my starting three wide receivers, followed up by Tyler Lockett, Robbie Anderson, and Sammy Watkins, and then a Josh Gordon Prayer. Kyler Murray is my starting QB. Austin Hooper is my starting tight end. And that's where I land. And then Craig, should we even go over it, or you just want it to die? Okay.
Let's not talk about it.
So let's not talk about that. I won't go over, but he took Zach Ertz in the... Is that third. On the turnaround? Okay, so the beginning of the second pick in the third round. And it went off the rails for him after that.
It was ugly. Terrible. Don't do it. Don't do it. Just don't do it.
I just feel... I'm trying to think where you went really wrong. I feel like Darius Geis was a strange one.
Drafting Zach Ertz.
Yeah, that did hurt. Yeah, you start off with McCaffrey and Brown, so obviously you start off well, but that third pick... Who would you have taken if you didn't take Zach Ertz in the third? Who would you have taken, and how? I just want to see how that kind of changes everything. So would you take
really change much.
Would you take a running back?
I would. Let's see here. Now Aaron Jones.
Well, you could have taken Melvin Gordon, Delvin Cook, Devontae Freeman, Marlon Mack. I mean, you have all the guys that we like there, kind of.
I might actually reach for Aaron Jones personally.
Or actually, you could have taken Mike Evans as well.
Evans. It would have been Evans or Jones for me.
Okay.
It would have been one of those two.
It does change the entire makeup of your team. Yeah. Mm-hmm. I mean, completely.
It would have been one of those two. But, all right. I think that's going to do it for the mock. But actually, we had one listener question come in for this week. Just recently. I thought we might end it with a listener question.
Sure.
And just remind everybody, we're going to do a mailbag episode next week. So if you got questions for us, get them in. We'll put them all together on a mailbag next week. But Alex wrote in, and he's in a standard league. It's just quick, strict keeper question here. He can keep one of three players as his last round pick. So it's just his last round pick. He gets to keep one of these three because he picked them all up off waivers last year. So who are you picking? Cooper Kupp, Marlon Mack, Aaron Jones.
Oh my gosh.
For me, obviously everyone knows it's Aaron Jones. Keep him. But are you going Jones or Mack? Probably not Kupp here.
Yeah, Jones, I wouldn't go Kupp here. I love all three of these players. I really do. Yeah. Aaron Jones and Marlon Mack are so interesting because I have them so close in my rankings. I'm starting to lean towards Aaron Jones, but currently I do have Marlon Mack one spot ahead of Jones.
So you have to
So I would say Marlon Mack, yeah. So I would either that or change it. But
all right.
I think I think Marlon Mack is actually, I don't know, which one would you say is safer? I do think
Well,
that
here's the
Aaron
thing with
Jones
Marlon Mack.
possibly
I'm Marlon Mack. I think there's a little bit of worry because I think there's a little bit of worry about Andrew Luck right now.
would that really?
It would affect me 100%.
But are you thinking that he would actually get more rushes?
No, I don't think he'd be as good. I don't think the offense would be as good. It could just affect him.
Yeah, that's a good point.
Yeah. But, all right.
Yeah.
That'll do it for this.
Aaron Jones.
Yeah. We'll be back next week with some more episodes for you guys. Talk to you then.